Let's get into this, guys. Let's talk some Week 18. Still a couple of awards that are up in the air heading into this Sunday and Saturday's action, but one that is still kind of interesting and is at plus odds. Coach of the Year. Everyone still technically a moneymaker on this list. Zach Taylor currently the favorite at plus 150, but is that the direction you are leaning, Geoff?
This one is interesting. I was looking at this one earlier in the week, and I know most people, Pearce probably expect me to pick Mike Vrabel, but I do think it's going to come down to between Zach Taylor and Matt LaFleur of obviously the Green Bay Packers. And it's hard to like give one player an edge. I mean, I think both quarterbacks here are getting a ton of credit for their team's success. So you really have to think, you know, what do the voters want to do? I'm going to lean Zach Taylor here. I just think that the turnaround from the Bengals this year, it's been too dramatic. Nobody was picking this team to win the division. I know there's a couple smart bettors out there. It took like plus 1,400 or whatever on the DraftKings Sportsbook that was available preseason. I wasn't one of them, but I do think that he's going to get credit for this huge turnaround. And it has been a huge turnaround. This is a team that's not just made the playoffs. They've beat their division against established veteran teams, good quarterbacks in the division like Lamar Jackson. Zach Taylor has dominated all these teams, and he's got them in a position now to have potentially like home field advantage throughout, at least in the first round. So I'm going to go Zach Taylor here. He's a slight favorite. And I think you're getting a little bit of value because I do think that he should be closer to plus 100 right now.
Thought you backed yourself out of that corner nicely. Good quarterbacks in that division, like Lamar Jackson, when he's healthy, I guess. Pearce, how are you feeling about this particular bet on the DK Sportsbook?
I'm kind of disappointed. The bet that I want's not on the board. What about Urban Meyer? I feel like people laugh, but he managed to get himself out of Jacksonville pretty quickly. He got hired, realized, I've made a huge mistake. And instead of sticking around in a marriage for 20 years, he just hit the road immediately. I think that's an accomplishment. As far as what we have to pick from, the Taylor pick seems to be the way to go. I know the payout's not that great, but if you look at the trend for Coach of the Year, it typically goes to an elite team. Green Bay is close, but they're not the elite team that got a Coach of the Year in the past. Or it goes to the turnaround team, the surprise coach, which Taylor fits that mold. So he's more than likely going to be it. If anyone steals it away from Taylor, I would say Vrabel at plus 300 is worth looking at because, I think they've had a soft schedule, but they've dealt with a lot of adversity and they've flat out won football games. Vrabel is a respected coach around the league. If someone's going to steal some votes away, it could be Vrabel at plus 300.
Alan, what do you think? Clean sweep here for Zach Taylor?
You can't lose to the Jets and the Bears and get Coach of the Year. Taylor's done a nice job, but he has talent. He was an underachiever last year. He's leveled out. Coaching is about maximizing your talent and over-delivering against expectations and thriving in adversity. Talking about coaches that weren't on the list, I scrolled down. I couldn't find Dan Campbell. Obviously, he won't get it, but he should. The Lions fight hard every week. They cover the spread at an incredible rate, but now back to earth. Mike Vrabel at plus 300 is the value pick. Remember what I said about losing to the Jets? Forget that for a second. Vrabel kept the team afloat without Derrick Henry, without A.J. Brown. If they are the one seed, and they most certainly will be if they take care of business here, he is the value play at plus 300.